Welcome back, friends. This weekend we have a garlic party and I have no idea what I'm going to prepare. Or I have an idea, but I haven't experimented with it yet. We're going to be trying 3 different types of pinwheels to see which ones turn out to be the best. So the first type of bread we're going to make is kind of a laminated croissant style bread. It's going to take the longest, so we're going to start off with that. So we're going to start off with making a quick little poolish. So we're going to start off with 125 grams of flour. 126 is fine. Now we're going to go in with 125 grams of warm water. And then lastly, we're going to go in with 2 teaspoons of active dry yeast. And get the scale out of the way. Okay, now we're just going to mix until everything's incorporated. This is kind of essentially a 100% hydration dough. You can leave it overnight about up to 16 hours. And it will actually add more of a fermenty taste to it. A poolish is considered to be a pre-ferment. Okay, so I have a damp towel. I'm just going to cover this, and I'm going to let this sit at room temperature for 30 minutes to an hour. It should almost triple in size, if not quadruple during that time period. And I'll get the rest of the dough stuff measured out and ready to go. So it's been about 45 minutes. The poolish is almost ready, so we're going to start actually working on the dough. So I've got 3 cups of all-purpose flour going in with. And I add 1/3 cup of sugar. And then 2.5 teaspoons of salt. I'm going to quickly mix all these together. Power's not on. Yeah. Okay, let's try that again. I'm just going to mix these together. So now I'm going to go in with the poolish. We want to make sure we get all of it. You can tell this nice little texture of it. Just in that quick little 45 minutes, I can already smell some of the sour notes that come from a pre-fermented. They're kind of meant to mimic a sourdough. Okay, back on with our dough hook. And I've got about a little more than a half a cup of milk. It's cold. And so now we're just gonna mix this until it comes together. Okay, now we're going to go in 3 different batches with about 3 tablespoons of butter that's at room temperature. Okay, going in with the second batch. May got the dough a little too wet. I'm going to go in with the rest of this butter. I'm trying to speed up, and now we're going to knead this for 5 minutes or so, just until it becomes smooth. Okay, our dough's pretty much done kneading. Okay. Okay, I've got a little 9x9 baking dish that I've got some saran wrap. So I'm going to get this dough out. Do some final kneading by hand. Okay, I'm going to finish it off in a ball. A little bit. Now we're going to go into this plastic wrap. It sticks to everything. And so now this is going to go in the refrigerator for about an hour, and it should loosen up, and in the meantime we can get our butter kind of flattened and layered ready for it. Okay, so it's been about an hour in the fridge with this guy. So I'm going to pull off this plastic wrap, and I'm going to try my best to keep the plastic wrap intact. So we can use that again. I'm going to hit this with a little bit of flour. Hit this with some flour, and we're going to roll this out. Be about a 12 by 12 piece of dough. See how our butter is sized. I may need to roll it out a little bit more. Okay, let's try it again. I'm thinking that will work. We'll go with it. So I'm going to pull these edges over. Now I'm going to roll this out to where it's really thin. I'm shooting for about 2 feet in length. That looks pretty good to me. So now we're going to fold it in thirds. Now this is going to go back in the refrigerator for another 30 minutes. And then we're going to repeat this step 4 more times. And that should give us plenty of layers to be nice and flaky. And we'll see you when we're done laminating. Okay, so it's time for the second bread. This second bread's recipe is kind of roughly based off of a cinnamon roll bread. So this is 2.5 cups of flour and about a third to a half a cup of sugar. I'll put the amounts down in the description. So we're going with that. Need to warm this. So we got warm milk. I'm going with this. We've got 1 egg that's been beaten. And lastly, we have 2¼ tablespoons of instant yeast, instant dry yeast. So like before, we're going to mix this until it comes into a shaggy dough, and then we'll start working on incorporating our butter. And we'll start adding this butter a little bit at a time. Add this last one. So let's get this out. Give it a little flour. Okay. We'll move this to a bowl and let it hang out for an hour or so, and then we'll kind of get back to it. So the pinwheel that we're going to test is just some classic good old crescent rolls. This is kind of from the recipe that kind of inspired this, so I wanted to see how it compared to making homemade bread in its place. So we need to have a control, right? Woo. Slide on out of the way. So we'll pinch these together. Cut them in half. Just gonna keep rolling this out until we get pretty thin. Okay. Need to figure out how I'm going to do this. Definitely has the lamination in it. That's cool. But each of the doughs a little different taste. So this first one, the idea is that it's a spicy, garlicky mustard. Cool. And it has thin sliced cheese on it. Now we've got some capicola going down. Throw down some scallions. Let's see how she rolls. So I'm going to do the same thing, but we're going to make this one so that it actually So these croissants, I'm going to let them kind of hang out for probably about an hour, hour and a half. Definitely needed to roll them out thinner. This is just testing and having fun, so we'll see how they taste. If the taste is there, we'll fix them the next go around. Okay, so onto this other dough. This is kind of the one that's more of a cinnamon roll dough. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Just roll it out. Work on getting it thinner this time. Okay. I think these look pretty good. Okay, so we're going to come in some of that mustard sauce with our cheese and kind of our meat roll. Just roll this around. So like before, these are just going to hang out for an hour, let them proof a little bit, and then we'll get to baking. And we'll start dressing them. So we're going to do a couple with this mustard. You can start with one of them. We'll do a Swiss, a Chipotle. Okay, let's get some meat. These are all ready. They roll up, down the pan. Roll up. Okay, cool. We're going to set these over here with these other ones. Okay, we're in the home stretch now. I'm just going to hit these with a little egg wash. Okay, so now I'm going to put all these in the oven, and they should take 20 to 40 minutes, depending on which one it is. I'm guessing this will probably take a little bit less time, but we'll see. Well, these all turned out wildly different. I think just kind of the quickest, ready to go. That's a hard one to beat. This one, I haven't actually had one of these yet, so I'm interested to see how good of bread this is. So let's decorate a couple of these. The laminated bread just did not turn out. I have another idea that I may actually do with that instead, but this is the kind of garlic-like aioli, and then with some green onion. And then I fried up some little bitty slices of garlic, just as kind of like an extra garlic garnish. And so these are kind of the three ideas that I had for garlic inspired pinwheels. They're definitely delicious, and we'll get into that. Water bottle. Okay, let's try the cinnamon roll dough first. Yeah, the garlic mustard with the garlic aioli and the little garlic bite on top. So good. Now time for this lamination that did not turn out. I don't even know if it is edible, but we're gonna try it out anyways. No, it's gonna be a big bite. That bread is so good. I wish it would have turned out a little bit more of what I had in my eye, but it didn't. I actually may still stick with that. That is unbelievable. Let's get a bite on this simple little crescent roll from a can. They look great. And if you were in a pinch for time, like these would be, you could probably get away with 2 8-pack cans and meat and everything for under 20 bucks, and it would probably take you less than 30 minutes to make these. Yeah. You can definitely tell it's crescent roll bread, but you get all the garlicness that comes through, which is kind of the idea. The crescent or the lamination one needs a little bit more work. I just need to work on my croissant making in general, but it's still not turning out the way that it was supposed to. It has some of the best taste. The little cinnamon roll bread, it's not bad. I would probably make them smaller. I want to thank you for stopping by today. I hope you get to make this for somebody. Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Cool.